Buffs. You back.
Let's get it.
And this time we got our guy Tony with us, man.
Let's
Welcome to
go.
the show.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
To the show, man. We've been excited to have you up here, man.
Yeah.
We're complete now. You know what I mean? We're complete now.
Yeah, my apologies for the delay, man.
It's all good, man. We happy to have you. I'm sure they happy to have you. Let's go.
Let's go.
Man, great fight. Great events going on last night, man.
Yep.
We got the pleasure of watching it together, man. Super excited about that. We got a segment we got to get into, but before that, y'all got to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Shout out. But Tone, man, you came up with this segment, dog, and it is lit, and I'm in it. Unfortunately, man, this is not one I want to be in, but the punch drunk segment. Let's go. The punch drunk segment.
Let's get into it.
Punch drunk. Let's get into it. Now, punch drunk. Now, actually, Tony, you tell them what the punch drunk segment is.
The punch drunk segment. Those bold predictions. Bold predictions that you have prior to the fight. Well, both of y'all knew.
Oh, man.
Jermell Charlo was not ready for Canelo Alvarez, man.
I thought he was ready, man.
We thought he was ready, man.
I thought he was ready.
So we done went back and forth a couple times about, pre-fight predictions and what we thought, and both of y'all said that Jermell will pull it off.
I thought he could pull it off.
I said that Canelo will pull it off by
Lions
UD.
only.
Yeah.
Canelo for the win by UD.
Canelo for the win by UD.
Tony called it again,
Sir,
guys.
so both of y'all got the punch drunk. Y'all get to wear the punch drunk hats for the,
Right, what, I'm
this evening.
0-1?
Man, I'm definitely, and for me, unfortunately, I'm even worse off than Evan. I'm 0-2 right now.
Oh, man.
Now I definitely caught the Jermell wrong. That's why you should go with the skills versus
Skills pay the
emotions.
bills.
Skills versus
pay the
emotions,
bills, man.
Because Canelo came out, looked incredible. He looked like the Canelo that I remember. Only reason I went against Canelo is because the Caleb Plant fight. He just started to look tired in those later rounds, and I thought Jermell would be able to take advantage of that with the right hand. Yeah. But if you don't throw it, then I guess you can't take advantage of it. He wasn't throwing the right hand. He looked gun shy out there. It looked like a typical Floyd Mayweather type of fight, how he disarmed his opponent, and they later in the fight they don't want to throw punches because they know they're gonna get countered, and I feel like that's what was going on with Jermell.
Yeah, I honestly don't. He wasn't getting countered much.
Yeah.
But it was the shots that he was getting hit with that discouraged him. You could tell he was never confident from the opening bell. So It could have been the weight. It could have been the fact that, Canelo was landing thundering shots the entire fight. Thundering. Ground shaking shots. So, and then, come on, man. You talking about 14 pounds. And this is Canelo Alvarez. This is not your everyday boxer.
Yeah. One of the best. He a living legend.
He's arguably the best boxer in the sport right now,
100%,
currently.
for
sure. In terms of skill, accomplishment.
Yeah.
So
all of that. Yeah, I thought it was I thought Charlo would come a little harder than that, man.
We all did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I thought he was. I thought it'd been a better fight. I think he was a little nervous with countering. Canelo had him on his toes. He hunted him the whole fight for the most part. I didn't see many right hands from Charlo. I was waiting on the right hands to come. Hey, shout out to Canelo. He's a great boxer, as I said before on the show. And he got the win, man. He came in.
He handled business.
He handled business, man.
He handled business,
He handled business,
Jermell,
man.
I don't know if he came in there to survive, but he was trying to survive.
That's what it looked like. I didn't
a
like
huge
that.
payday.
Oh, yeah.
It's good for his name. A loss to Canelo is not really a loss.
Yeah,
it
not
is,
at all. It is, but it's not.
Especially now when you got a fighter coming up from 154 pounds.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
I didn't
hey, man, I got to highlight this, though. Canelo does this a lot, man. He be fighting these fighters coming up a couple weight classes, man. Canelo be doing that a lot, man. I'm not taking credit away for Canelo. Tremendous fighter, legendary fighter.
Legendary.
But he does that, man. He'll catch somebody slipping coming up from a lower weight class.
For sure. Or he'll catch somebody on their way out.
Or he'll catch them on their way out.
He'll catch somebody that's not, that's not on his level. A B level fighter who holding a title at a higher weight division. He'll go up there and handle business. Being a faster guy, being the guy with the higher IQ, Not to mention, I mean, Canelo's about 5'9", but he is walking around kind of heavy. So
yeah, Canelo heavy boy.
They said he looked huge.
Oh yeah,
the way
he's way bigger than Jermell. Way bigger than Jermell.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the height and the stature of Jermell, Jermell looked bigger.
He did
in terms of ring visibility, but you could clearly see that Canelo was the bigger fighter.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Canelo definitely bigger. Now, I'm in the punch drunk category again. I was trying to give Joe Joyce the benefit of the doubt.
Speak on it, brother.
Man. Joe Joyce got brutally knocked out
again. First time,
again, brutally knocked out again by Zhang. I called him Zhang. Well, hold on, what's his actual name?
Zhang.
And Zhang. Man, I'm sorry, man, but tremendous performance, man. You beat the hell out of Joe Joyce. And hey, man, I just hope Joe Joyce can bounce back, man. That's the biggest thing I can hope for any fighter. So Joe Joyce, keep training hard, man. I hope you could bounce back. But shout out to what's his name again?
Zhang.
Shout out to Zhang, my boy Zhang.
He's a beast, man.
My boy Zhang. So hey, man, I'm 0-2 on this great Fist of Cuffs and Buffs podcast. But I guarantee my pick's gonna start turning up, man. Shout out, bro.
Yeah, that was definitely.
We got some other stuff going on, man. We gonna circle back around to Canelo and Jermell too, because we wanna figure out what's next for them, right? Because they, obviously Canelo's trajectory is through the roof, and we're gonna talk about where Jermell stands in the game right now too. But it's some upcoming fights. We obviously want to prop out the boxers, shout them out, because that's what we're here for, man. We want to promote the sport of boxing. We got Tyson Fury versus Ngannou, October 28th.
Let's go.
Now, of course, picks. I got Tyson Fury by a beating. You feel me?
You're looking to be 2-1 after this, man. You're looking to be 2-1 after this.
Oh, 100. He about to beat the brakes off of Ngannou.
Definitely got to go on Tyson Fury's way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Same. Who you got? Here. I'm going Tyson. I can't go against. Like I said before on the last show, he beat my man Wilder. Whoever can beat Wilder. You are knighted.
You are knighted, bro. It's
Tyson Fury on a whole nother level.
United by Ed.
Division. I mean, unorthodox fighter, big guy, tall, fights tall, defensive.
Oh yeah,
great showmanship. He can sell a fight.
Nobody does it better right now in the game. Yeah. Nobody does it better.
Skills pay the bills, man. If you just betting on that heavyweight power against Tyson Fury. It's gonna be a hard night for you.
More than that.
Hey, I'm with you. With that title, man, for real. Yeah. And of course, we got Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. Excited about that fight, man. Shout out to young Dev. Gonna be a tough fight for Dev, man. I do have Devin Haney winning that fight. But like I said, I much respect to Regis Prograis. Tremendous fighter, man. I got a lot of respect for that guy. So. I want y'all to think, but definitely Devin Haney, I got him winning that fight.
Definitely got Devin Haney winning that fight. Hats off to Regis Prograis, though. I mean, he's been holding the 140-pound division down.
Facts.
Even though he isn't the household name, unless you really into the sport of boxing,
right?
The 140-pound division is not the most vibrant division in boxing, so he's been doing his part. And shout out to Devin Haney for moving up, one weight class to get it done. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight though. Don't get me wrong. Regis Prograis coming to fight as he always does. I'm not counting him down. I'm not overlooking him, but I just think Devin Haney has the fundamentals. He has the jab to get the job done. He's a sharpshooter. He quick off the hip.
Yep.
There we go for that, man.
Yeah, same. I got Devin. I got the dream. Like I said before, he's a world-class fighter. He has all the amenities, everything to his game. He stays ready. Shout out to Regis Prograis. I do think he's a great fighter, but I got Devin in this one.
For sure, yeah. It's going to be a tremendous fight. We can't wait to see it. Of course, we're going to bring that news to y'all as soon as that fight is wrapped up. Sure. Now, we got some gifts last night. You feel me? In the fight we just watched. Shout out to Canelo Jermell, for obviously bringing a tremendous undercard. Shout out to Showtime and PBC and everybody involved.
Sure.
But man, we got a young up and coming champion, Curmel Moton, going crazy. He fought on the prelims last night.
Yeah, co-main event. He fought last. I think a lot of that might have had to do with the fights going on, the entire undercard going on longer than expected. But yeah, man, 1-0. decorated amateur. I mean, put on an amazing performance. It was one round, you know, but the boy looked good. I mean, you don't see too many fighters coming out with pro debut looking that sharp.
Facts. Good, man.
Came out there and he handled business.
He got the stamp from the great Floyd Mayweather.
That's his protege.
Went and did his thing. I mean, he went there, like you said, decorated. He went there looking good, man. He looked clean.
Man,
looking like a grown man. I've been following him for a while. I think Curmel will be a world champion.
Oh,
yeah, he's
sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, it's early on. You know, we can say that about a lot of prospects, man. But I do think that he has the talent.
Yeah, it's much more than just that last fight we just seen yesterday.
And I mean, he got good representation, so I'm sure that they'll be moving him up the ranks accordingly.
Oh yeah, they're gonna move him right. You know, that's one thing I love about you know what Floyd Mayweather production or Mayweather Promotions has done with Tank. You know, they moved him right way and they turned him into a superstar. I think the same thing coming for Curmel for sure. Now, of course, you know, we got to touch on Ramos versus Lubin. Now, that was a great fight.
That was a good fight.
Great fight. I thought Ramos won the fight. Now, somehow, Lubin won. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, I think, you know, we all agree that Lubin actually was putting on a good boxing performance throughout the fight. I just thought that Ramos was giving him a little more as far as the volume. Yeah.
The punches landed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know,
he dominated the first half of the fight. I think a lot of that had to do with how it looked in the judges' eyes. You know, you got different type of judges. They look for different type of things. Even if you looked at I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at the card, but the score cards for the judges, but there were rounds where one of the judges had Erickson Lubin up 4, 5, 10 to 9 rounds straight, but you see another judge got him down 3 of those rounds, you know, 10-9 going Jesus Ramos. So it just all it all comes down to what the judges are looking for in the fight. You know, Erickson Lubin boxed beautifully from start to finish. And I mean, a fighter, you know, being able to put a performance on like that fight backwards the entire fight could grab some attention, you know, from the judges, man. But like I say, Jesus Ramos, shout out to him. He outlanded him. He outworked him, but
outboxed him.
The thing that I will say is, do I think that for Erickson Lubin to have been down the first half of the fight, do I think that he's decisively won the second half of the fight? I can't say that. No. I mean, I'm not against it either. You know, Erickson Lubin is good for the sport. He's good for the division. Jesus Ramos, he'll get his opportunity again. You know, I had a chance to, you know, crossing paths with his brothers back in my boxing days. Abel Ramos, you know, from Phoenix, Arizona. I think they're representing Casa Grande, Arizona. You know, shout out to Casa Grande.
Sir.
You know, I got a chance to spend a little bit of time out there as well. So, you know, he'll be back. I think the people of Arizona and his handlers will be able to get him right back in the talks. You know, he's still a tough fighter, but Erickson Lubin is good for the sport. He's good for the division, so I'm not mad at it at all. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Erickson.
Yeah.
I agree with
Shout out to Erickson. I'm actually the guy that called Lubin to win this fight. I'm actually proud of that.
He did.
I think Lubin stayed working. I think that Ramos blocked. He was getting a lot of his shots blocked. He was active a lot. He was very active, but I didn't think they connected like that, and I think the judges seen that.
They connected more than Erickson Lubin.
And
I looked at the CompuBox numbers.
Facts.
I looked at the numbers.
No cap.
That's real. I mean, we did talk about this last night. He looked at the numbers. Tone at the numbers, y'all, and the numbers did point to Ramos.
I want to bring up the CompuBox.
You know,
I'm gonna look it up.
I think, like I said, I think Lubin took it. I think he was active.
It reminded me of tremendous.
You know what it reminded me of? That Pacquiao versus man, he's a commentator.
Paulie?
No.
Yeah, I'm like that.
The black dude, man. Got the bald head, man.
Paulie? Paulie Maldonado or hold on, wait.
Bradley.
Timothy
Bradley.
It reminds me of that fight.
Remember that.
And everybody thought Pacquiao won. And I still think Pacquiao won that fight.
I'm gonna tell you though, man. But
Bradley was active.
Bradley was active.
Erickson Lubin boxed so beautifully, man. It is kind of hard to see.
It's hard
any other
he
way.
Like kind of nonchalant with it.
I had Jesus Ramos Jr. winning the fight. I'm not mad at the decision at all. Could have been a draw. If you ask me, it was close.
It was close.
You know, it could have been a draw. And I don't know,
the
man.
numbers point to Ramos, man.
Now, I was able to pull up the CompuBox for that,
Let's
right?
talk about it.
Now, the CompuBox, all right, so when it comes to Ramos, right, 145 body punches landed. 145 body punches landed. When it comes to Ramos, 61 jabs to the body landed. Power punches, Ramos landed 84 power punches. Now, when it comes to Lubin, he landed 92 total punches to the body, 59 total jabs to the body, and then about 33 power punches. So,
How many power punches did
That's tough,
did
man.
Ramos land?
Ramos landed 84.
That's tough.
That looks like a robbery. But it's okay.
It's tough.
I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad at it.
boxing.
'Cause
Look,
like Tony said, I agree. Like Erickson Lubberson is
the
really good for the
performance that
sport.
Erickson Lubin put on, you know, not to discredit him. I
convinced him.
mean, I haven't seen somebody box that technically sound in a second. You know,
Yeah.
You got to swim without getting wet. I personally think that he swam without getting wet.
I agree. He looked good
Facts.
though. He
He
did
looked
look
good.
good, especially
Look
better
good,
than
bro.
his past
Yeah,
performances.
his face looked good.
Yeah.
man.
Yes,
You know,
man.
so you see a lot of those punches were landed to the body. You really can't see body work in action.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Without
yeah.
being hurt. So
I agree with
I ain't
that.
mad at it, man. Shout out to Erickson Lubin. He good for the division. He good for the sport, man. Now get him back up there. Get him back in there in the mix. You know, he had a decent performance against Sebastian Fundora.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fight where he could have stopped Sebastian Fundora. I mean, you got a loss to Jermell Charlo. It's in the past. That's also a loss that, I mean, you get damn near just as much credit losing that fight as winning that fight, as Jermell is still one of the boogeymans in the division. So, I
100%,
mean, shout out to E. Shout out to E, man.
Yeah, great performance, Eric Lubin.
Yeah, great fight.
You needed that. And hey, bro, just keep training hard, bro. I hope everything keep percolating.
And it's not over for Ramos either, man. You got a long career ahead of you,
no,
man.
he a young dude,
22
man.
years old.
Yeah.
Long career ahead of you.
And this a paper loss for him, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure his team is capped. Like, bro, you ain't losing.
And it's not a bad loss.
It's not a bad
loss.
You lost to basically a household name in that division.
It's not a bad loss at all.
100%. All right, so now we want to get into the main topic, man. What's next for Canelo Alvarez and
David
Jermell
Benavidez.
Charlo? David Benavidez.
man. Cinco de Mayo. We
gotta
need to
see
see
it.
that happen.
You gotta see it.
I don't know who got to call who,
Nello,
but
man, what's up?
yeah,
We
I
need
don't
to
want to
see
see
it.
him get in the ring. I don't need to see him mix it up with nobody until he mix it up with David Benavidez, Cinco de Mayo, Mexican versus Mexican.
That's right.
You know, we gotta see it, man.
We got to see
Want
it.
to see it. It's boxing now. It's fisticuffs. We want to see it.
Hey, I'm with y'all because, bro, he already took care of Jermell. Jermell been calling him out since May of 2014.
2012.
2012.
Check.
2012, bro. So Canelo already took care of him. Benavidez, I'm not sure how long you've been calling him out, but it's been a minute.
It's been a
It's
minute.
been some years,
It's been a minute.
you know.
It has.
So it's that time for
That's the
Canelo.
only fight left to see, man,
Yeah.
for
Facts.
Canelo.
Go ahead
I
and
mean,
clean him up.
I like to see him get in there with Maul. I like
Oh,
to see him
man.
mix it up with Big Charlo.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
the fight that was originally supposed to take place.
Hey, it was, yeah. Hey, but before, like I told you, before that happened, man, we need to see Jamal, man. Go ahead and take care of Caleb Plant, man. You got to avenge that slap. Like, he
Yeah,
smacked
we got to see
Hey,
that. We got to
Man,
see
he
I
smacked the
don't-
dog food out of my
listen,
man.
I don't-
Come on. We got to see
You
it.
gotta-
I hate to say this. I don't want to. I never seen myself saying this.
Oh, man.
I don't think Maul got it for. I don't think Maul got it for Caleb Plant, man.
Hey, Caleb can box,
I don't think.
man.
Listen, can box, can survive, and can do work.
Oh yeah,
You got to think. Big Charlo is the. I ain't gonna say he the least talented, but Lil Charlo is the one with the real boxing skills, man.
That's true.
And Caleb Plant did a much better job against Canelo than Jermell did. That boy was. I had him up.
I had him up. Yeah, before
11
he got,
round stoppage.
before he
I
got
had him
stopped.
up.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I had him up.
yeah.
That's a great point.
No,
So
he wins the
we
fight.
can't
if he
call
ever
it.
stops.
We can't. I mean,
great point.
a stoppage don't really determine, especially a stoppage against Canelo. Man, that a stoppage don't determine. People get stopped. You get fighters that get stopped all the time and come back and avenge with 2 wins. You know, so
That's facts.
Yeah.
But I just don't think more. I mean, with the inactivity, with his mental toughness in question, you know, he got a lot of things in question right now, and he did have a fight that Wasn't an impressive fight in his past couple fights. I just don't see him blowing past Caleb Plant. But cut my boy a check. Get him in there with Canelo.
Cut him the
you
check.
know, if he don't take a tune-up, he wouldn't be a bad selection for the Cinco de Mayo fight.
We need to see it.
I agree with that.
We need to see it, man.
You want to see it?
I want to see it. That's all. I just want to see it.
I don't
have nothing to say about it.
Give
We
me
need to see it. We
Give
need
me
to see it.
Benavidez, but I'll
That's
take
it.
more.
Yeah, hey, I'm with you. I want to see. That's the fight I want to see, David Benavidez. But hey, if we can get Jamal in there, I'm
There's
not
other
mad.
names in the mix too. I mean, you got Demetrius Andrade. You got some other fighters that I'm not trying to see, man. You see a fighter of that caliber.
Yeah.
You know, a tier 1 A-level fighter like Canelo have a performance like the performance that he had last night.
Oh my God.
You want to see him in there with a killer.
And this is the problem.
Facts.
Like now, I'm glad
He
you
is
brought up
killer.
Demetrius Andrade because he don't get enough credit. Shout out to him, a great fighter,
Yeah.
great, tremendous boxer. The problem is, man, if Canelo fighting like he fought last night, it's a wrap. He's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna be
That
able to
ain't
beat
no.
Canelo.
I mean, it's boxing politics, man. Do you
Yeah.
think it's with Demetrius Andrade? His problem has been in his career. The risk is bigger than the reward.
Facts.
He's not a household name. He fights once every couple years. He's awkward.
Yep.
You know, don't nobody want to get in there with an awkward fighter, man, who can't bring much revenue, can't bring much attention. I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
You
It
know,
don't make no
at
sense.
that level, who needs to do it? No one needs to do it at that level.
Yeah.
And Demetrius Andrade is one of those fighters who, if he don't get the fights that he want to get, then he will remain inactive. I don't think that's a good look, and that's not the way to sell a fight with Canelo.
It's not. I agree with that. It's kind of like y'all remember when Canelo fought Austin Trout. It's kind of like that. Like he got kind of a name, but it's not really a big money fight. So it's just kind of like, man, why even do it? But he
At that time, that fight made more sense than Canelo fighting Demetrius Andrade. Right now,
100%.
Demetrius Andrade still hasn't fought one of the Charlo twins.
he
so,
ain't. Yeah. He haven't
mean,
fought nobody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's just boxing
It's the way you
politics
get
and
moved around the sport, man.
Yeah.
You got to be in the top. These guys want fighters in the top 5. You know, they want fighters in the top 5,
Yep.
top 3 names, man. And you get to falling down in the rankings. It don't look good for you. It don't look good for them potential matchups, man. I think Demetrius Andrade is one of the people that just fell off the wagon a long time ago, and you know, basically like a Keith Thurman almost, man. You can't,
man.
you gotta stay active if you wanna.
That's a good point.
You wanna keep your stock high, man. So
yeah, we said that about Keith last time. Like, man, he supposed to be the guy. He should have fought Earl a lot earlier, you know, and early on, and just a lot of bad
beggars can't be
moves.
choosers, man.
Exactly.
You gotta
And
get
then
in
the
there.
injuries
You gotta
on
get
top
in there
of
and
it.
mix it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So what y'all think is next for Jermell?
Go back down to 154.
He might.
Yeah,
as
he gotta
well,
go back.
It don't look like you
Has
getting that
to.
Bud fight, man. So you got
gotta go back, bro.
You got the interim. You got Tim Tszyu. You got Brian Mendoza.
Yep.
You know, you got those fighters. You
Sebastian
got to take care of
Underwood.
those fighters.
Yeah.
And then it's man, who I mean, everybody moving up right now. You know, everybody moving around a little bit, man. You got to move around to get those bigger fights. So he definitely got a couple fighters that he could get out the way, you know, real quick. Get his face card back good. And I don't see either of those fighters beating Jermell.
No.
I mean, I'm not going to take that one performance and just completely count him out. This is Canelo Alvarez. He was landing some big shots.
Yes, he
Jermell
was.
did survive.
Yes, he
He
was.
showed his box ability. I mean, the way he was, I'm talking about teetering the ropes, bouncing left to right, going under that hook. He did, defensively, he did the work that was needed. You know what I'm saying? That was needed of him. But
100%.
offensively, of course, he didn't let his guns go. And, you know, that caused for the result that we got. But, you know, he go back down, man. He got a couple fighters. He can, you know, a couple easy money fights. He can take care of those fighters.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then, you know, hopefully move up to 160 and handle business there. 7 pounds is a lot different than 14 pounds.
Yeah. I think he'd be better suited at 162 because, you know, it's a little easier division to kind of clean out, be able to obviously grab some titles up there. You know what I mean? And you know,
this is the undisputed 154 champion. So
Exactly.
what better way than to
Facts.
go up to 160 and try to accomplish the same thing? And then
Yeah,
you know you got the 160 fighters. I mean, his brother had 160 on lock And we still don't know why, really. But that is Big Charlo, man, and he did handle business, you know. And I can definitely see him going up to 168, especially when you talk about this potential matchup with him and Canelo, and him and Caleb Plant, which, you know, 168 super middleweight division is. I mean, if you going up in weight, that is the division right now. The money is in that division, so. You know, we definitely gonna be seeing that man go up to 160 sometime in the near future, in my opinion.
Yeah, same. I think he needs to come down and wait, and fight some of those guys, get a couple easy wins. I mean, I think they're gonna be easy. Tone just said they're gonna be easy too, so I think we all agree on that. Yeah, he's undisputed. You know what I mean?
Last night,
you feel me? Like, he
don't
undisputed.
Get me wrong, Tim's still a good fighter, but
come on,
he shouldn't be able to beat Jermell.
Yeah, he's
he don't really have enough in the
aggression.
toolbox.
Aggression don't win fights.
Nah,
you know, you got a lot of fighters who they aggressive, they powerful, but then you got to look at the fighters they fought, and you look at somebody like Jermell, who he has a high boxing IQ. He is still dangerous. He is very dangerous.
Yeah,
he does know how to box.
Dangerous.
He does has power. He do got power, and so I don't see it going no other way than Jermell. Now by stoppage, that's in question, but I do think that he'll go in there and get the job done.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Now, gotta go for the good of boxing. It's our other segment for the good of boxing. Now, this is where we talk about fights that we want to see, and then we think obviously we'll continue to keep the sport of boxing going in the right direction. Now, one that we have to see, we already kind of touched on it. Canelo versus David Benavidez.
Has to happen.
Has
to happen.
Preferably Cinco de Mayo. That'll make it huge. You know what I'm saying?
Mexican versus
Mexican. It's a huge fight.
Man,
we need to
y'all
got
to give us that, man.
No, we already said David been calling him. Either one of you, what was his most how long has David been calling Canelo out?
Today. Today.
Yeah, like today.
Yeah.
Hey.
He was calling him out since
ready.
Caleb, right?
Yeah.
Like before Caleb.
Before Caleb. Yeah, he been calling him out.
I've saying that most recently today, but he's been calling him out for a while, and he ready.
Yeah, he ready.
He definitely ready.
He better get them concrete bricks he got on his footwork.
Man.
You gotta get that footwork together, man.
Way he beat Caleb Plant. That let me know
you can't really move them bricks down there, man.
I'm like, bro, ready. You know what I mean? The way he beat Caleb
He fight
Plant.
tall, though.
Yeah.
That's the
fight
thing,
tall,
man.
Fast hands.
When a tall fighter fight tall.
Yeah, he makes up for it with his power, of course.
Yeah, fast
his punching
hands.
ability.
You gotta think too. David Benavidez used to be 200 and something pounds. You know what I'm saying? He was
a big fella.
He was always bigger. So I mean, for him to even get down in weight like that, I mean, his mobility. Excuse me, just him being comfortable in the ring. You gotta move how you came up moving. You know what I'm saying? Even though he does, he isn't that lateral, but
at all. His
hand speed, him fighting tall, he got power, and he come from a boxing background. He come from a boxing family, man. I think it's the Mexican monster, man. I see him beating Canelo? We don't know. We know that's a good fight for the sport, and it has to happen, man. Preferably Cinco de Mayo. So somebody call somebody, even if you got to call somebody else and make this fight happen.
You need to make it happen.
Make it happen.
Call the guy.
If Canelo fight the way he fought last night, bro, I got.
I don't see nobody beat him.
Canelo.
He fight like he fought last night,
bro.
It's gonna be tough.
He looked like he remedied the stamina issues, because that's what. Hey, to be fair, that's why I chose Jermell, man, because bro been having stamina issues, man. He been fading later in the fights.
Punch. Drunk.
I want to know something from y'all though. Y'all think Canelo can move up and fight Bivol again and beat him?
Nope.
Stay far away from Bivol Canelo.
Nope.
Stay far away. Just go ahead and knock off David Benavidez if that fight.
It's weight divisions in boxing for a reason, man. You can only crisscross so many times, man. I don't think. I mean,
even if
a good performance that had you punch drunk for sure, and had you thinking that somebody can. I just don't see it happen because Bivol, however you want to pronounce his name, did what he needed to be done. He didn't overexert himself, man. He fought a smart fight. He fought a technical fight, and he is the larger fighter. So I see it going the exact same way. It's boxing, anything can happen. But me personally, I see it going the same way.
Same. I can't even lie. Like, I mean, only way I see Canelo have a bigger chance is if Bivol moves down. But even then, he just got the size, the reach advantage. So I still see Bivol beating Canelo. no matter what, it don't matter what the weight class is.
I don't see him moving down. I don't even see that as a possibility.
Yeah,
So
it wouldn't be smart.
Canelo didn't already moved up.
I don't think that's
Getting
smart for
drained.
any boxer, by the way.
No.
Like once you move up, like you should just stay
I mean,
up there.
it depends. It depends on what you walking around at. It depends on where you comfortable at. You know, how easy it is to get that weight off. That's not a small guy by any means. I mean, so
it's gonna be some work.
yeah, it's not even necessary. That's a fight that we don't need. It's not necessary. Canelo is a Hall of Fame boxer already. He already took that fight. You know, just move forward. I don't even see him having that many more fights going forward.
Yeah,
No, I mean, who else is out there?
This is a guy with 50-some professional fights.
He literally a legendary fighter.
You know, 2
already.
losses, a draw.
Yeah.
He's
There's not many other guys out there for him to fight.
I don't see it.
He already knocked off Jermell. If he knock off Jamal and David, I mean that's it, right? I mean,
so unless somebody come up,
just out of nowhere.
by then, you know, because Bud. I mean, you know, they talked about Bud. I ain't gonna get into that one. You know, I ain't gonna get into that one. But you know, they mentioned Bud, or Bud mentioned himself. Yeah. But after that, I mean, after that performance last night, but Bud is a different fighter too. You know, that's a different fighter. That's not your average fighter, man. I mean, you got switch hitter, defensive, offensive, high IQ, killer instinct. You know, so I'm never calling my boy out. I'm team Bud all day. I told everybody Bud was going by stopping. Shout out to Bud because I got paid 2 times that night.
Shout out to Bud.
Yeah, I knew what was gonna happen. Shout out to Earl too, man.
Hell yeah.
Skills pay the bills.
Skills pay the bills, and it never fails, bro. We just seen it last night with Canelo. Skills pay the bills.
Skills pay the bills.
I had a brain fart. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all, man. I definitely was punch drunk when I made that Jermell pick.
I know what I was thinking. I was thinking he was about to use that right hand and go to work and be more aggressive, like I seen him in previous fights.
Canelo last 15 fights, man.
Man, no, he been. You
thought he was finna eat that right? Y'all thought he was finna eat that right hand?
I did.
And he wasn't
in the later rounds.
behind it, man.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't throwing it. He only threw it probably like 10 times the whole night. Like literally.
Canelo defense, man, is tier 1.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
And you don't think you just about to land a right hand and you're not throwing punches and bunches, man. You got to mix it up a little bit. He wasn't mixing it up. You know, he did use the jab. He didn't use the jab off the angles. Every time Canelo wasn't in position to counter, he wasn't using his jab. He didn't do what needed to be done. You know,
he wasn't countering enough, man.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. It's like he was scared to counter. I don't like when boxers are scared to counter. You got to go for it, man.
And I don't ever recall Derrick James giving him any kind of helpful tips in that corner, man.
He was active.
He was active. He was actively talking.
I think he gave him some helpful tips.
He gave him some helpful tips.
Man, what he say? What he say? He basically told him, "You got to give me something. You got to give you what? He been surviving. You got to give." Man, listen. It was time when they went to that corner. The stuff I would have said as a coach was none of the stuff that I heard out of Derrick James. And I'm not taking nothing from Derrick James, you know. But, I mean, you telling him, it's the end of the fight. You got to do something. You down. You lose. Do something like what? Ain't nothing working. So you got to come better than that. I mean, like I say, he teetering the ropes the entire fight. But he not popping off the ropes. Only thing he doing is going under the hook. I would have definitely, had some tips about that. Like,
That's
man, you bounce around the ropes like that. Every time Canelo reset, you put your jab out there, put the right hand behind it, put the hook behind the right hand. Go to the body.
Yeah.
You can't just move around the ring and not be active and think that this fight can go any way than you possibly getting hurt.
Yeah, well, I think after he got hurt, like he just went straight into survival mode.
He was surviving from round one.
He was
surviving
mode.
from round one.
He got caught with some of them body shots and some of them right hands. He went straight into survival. You low key said it, like he was in survival mode.
He was in survival mode from the opening.
Yeah,
I don't know if he wasn't confident, if it was the weight, but he moved around beautifully with the weight.
He did.
He moved around, but would he had been able to move around like that while being offensively obedient?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's what I'm used to seeing too.
I don't think the game plan could have been to survive. I think somebody with a boxing IQ and the boxing experience as Jermell Charlo would have been able to receive the advice of Derrick James and be able to implement that game plan. So by that not happening, we don't know what the game plan was going into the fight. If he was meant to, it's so many factors.
Yeah,
we just know that was the wrong game plan.
Yeah,
shout out to him for not getting stopped. But I mean,
but that ain't. I mean,
I'd rather see you get stopped.
Yeah, man.
I'd rather see you get stopped. I'd rather see you get stopped. Caleb Plant had a better performance and he got stopped. So I would have rather seen him get stopped and dominate in typical Jermell, Charlo fashion, and still be feared. I mean, I don't see him getting nothing but, disrespected after that performance, man.
I think it was a little
he don't deserve it though. I mean, it's Canelo
Not at all.
Alvarez,
Still,
man.
Canelo
Canelo a legend.
Charlo twin.
He is a legend,
and he's still a Lion. You feel me? Lions only. Shout out to them, man.
Bud called him a cub, man. He got to do something. Jamel, you got to do something about that, man.
Hey, after that performance, man, Bud might be on to something. He might be able to get him. But I still rock with the Charlo twins. You know what I mean? Like I said, Lions only
countered more, man.
Yeah,
came with it.
He didn't do a lot of the stuff that I thought.
A little bit. I think he showed a little bit too much respect, man. I got to be honest, man. I think he showed a little bit too much respect to this fighter. He was just a little too nice, even when he was in there boxing, and it seemed like Canelo was. I mean, he came right. You know what I'm saying? He fought right. You know what I mean? He was, whenever he grabbed him up, he was putting him in headlocks and stuff and pushing him down. You know what I mean? Man, it didn't seem like a lot of aggression coming from, Charlo. I didn't like that.
Yeah, he wasn't himself, man. Like typically a lot more aggressive and
he was in there with one of the
active.
greats, man.
I feel it.
Shots was
I definitely understand that.
Them was thundering. Them shots would have put a horse down, man. I'm telling you, them wasn't no regular everyday shots, man. He damn near probably didn't even want to be in there after so long. Like, I'm cool on this.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed
like. Man, I'm just trying to make it out here to my
survive.
family.
That's what it seemed like, man.
He was trying to survive. He was trying not to get embarrassed. He was trying not to get hurt. His hand possibly could have been bothering him. I'm sure. I'm sure his hand probably was bothering him.
For sure.
Yeah.
Boxing.
But you got two hands for a reason.
For sure.
That's true.
I remember one of my amateur fights, man. I broke my hand beginning of the fight. Finished the whole fight with a broken hand. I mean, I don't want to compare the two, but sometimes your adrenaline get to going. You look at fighters like Floyd Mayweather, had hand problems half his career.
Yes, sir.
Probably more than half his career, and you got to do that. Your hand. He already came off of hand surgery. He already had these issues. Mm-hmm. You should have been coming up with those plan Bs and plan Cs during training camp, and I'm sure that when his hand was mixed up, he would. Matter of fact, I seen him on Instagram working on his offhand or whatever, the opposite hand or whichever hand he had the hand surgery on. So those are the things that you got to implement in a fight come fight night when you know that you are under those conditions.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Man, crazy fights. I mean, I had a great time watching those fights, man. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez. Shout out to Jermell Charlo. Any other for the good of boxing? Any other fights we want to see?
What you got, E?
I had one. Hold on. I forgot it. Don't have it.
All right, cool. Well, we'll end it off on that one. But man, make sure y'all tune in, man. Keep tuning in. Like,
tune in, man.
Subscribe. Follow us. Fisticuffs and Buffs.
Fisticuffs and Buffs,
you feel me? We in here. Man, Tony, man, so happy you was here with us today, man.
Appreciate it, man. I apologize. I was at the Kansas
bro.
City game, man. The Lions in the Kansas City game.
Seeing them
man.
Lions go off.
Y'all can't be mad at them for that.
Shout out to the Lions, baby.
Shout out to the Lions.
Yeah, shout out to the boys, man. Shout out to them Super Bowl champions, man.
3-1-3.
Shout out to the Super Bowl champions.
We had to do y'all that way. You feel me?
Hey, and if it's any young boxers, specifically from Detroit, man, I want to come up here, man. Y'all make sure y'all get in contact with us. The fisticuffsandbuffs@gmail.com. Hit us up, you know what I mean, so we can come up here, show y'all some love.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, man, take us out of here, man.
Hey, man. Shout out to Detroit. Keep supporting us. Keep holding us down. And shout out to the boxing world. It was a great weekend of boxing. But, hey, keep those hands up, all right? It's Fisticuffs and Buffs. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Good shit, my boys.
You carried that motherfucker well, boy. You carried that motherfucker well.
And he nice with it, bro. He nice with it, ain't he?